Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lynda Seme here. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my full coverage foundation routine. Now, I do this routine when I have hyperpigmentation that I want to cover up, some acne scarring, or just scarring in general. It's really affordable, very long wearing, and it's super quick to do. So make sure you guys stay tuned if you want to see how I cover up all my scars. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. This is in the colour 430, so I'm going to use that as a corrector just to cover my scars and hyperpigmentation, etc, etc. This is a number 7 brush, and it's like a flat lay brush, flat surface brush, and I'm going to just be using that to apply the foundation as a corrector. My problem areas are my cheeks. I have a lot of scarring on my cheeks left from the previous acne that was there, so I'm just going to go in and apply that everywhere pretty much. Not everywhere, just on the main focal points. So the aim is just to have like an even base, an even space to work with, like, because if the rest of your face is I mean, to be honest, with most people, especially with women of colour, we have a lot of different skin tones on our skin, so it's quite hard to use just one colour or one foundation to correct. I'm also going to use the same colour to go underneath my eyes because my under eyes are a little bit dark as well, and it just helps correct them. As you guys can see, like, look at the difference. Look at the I've only just passed over it once, so I love doing this. So now that we look crazy, I'm going to blend it with this Morphe beauty blender. I really love this beauty blender. I used to use the orange one from, what was that brand? It was really popular back in the days, and I think that it's gone out the, like, no one really talks about it anymore. Real Techniques, the Real Techniques beauty blender, I really loved using it, but this one is a lot better. So I'm just going to be using a damp beauty blender, clean damp beauty blender, to just blend so that we have a seamless base. So as you guys can see, it's a lot cleaner now, and everything will look really like concise and even, and it will just be a good base to work from and a good foundation to start with any sort of makeup that you want to do, whether it's full coverage, whether it's medium. But I mean, this is a full coverage routine, so I'm guessing you're here because you're a full girl. If not, then I guess it's just helpful to learn how to cover up some of your dark spots if you have any, or hyperpigmentation. So next is I'll look and see if the coverage is enough. If it's not enough, then I would go in with a little bit more of the corrector, which is what I'm going to do now, because I'm seeing some areas that beauty blender kind of took away. Now it's time for foundation, and the foundation I use is this Shiseido I don't know. I think it's Japanese, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm just gonna say Shiseido because I feel like I've heard that. It's the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. It's oil-free and it's got SPF 30, which is amazing. I am in the color 510 Suede. I use 2 pumps, and again, back of my hand. Oops, it's very runny when you first apply it, but I promise you this is a beautiful full coverage foundation and it blends amazingly. But what I will say is that it does oxidize and it gets a little bit darker, but I don't mind. I kind of prefer my makeup to look darker than lighter, but you will see that when I apply it. So 2 pumps, and then I use just my fingers, to be honest, to plop the foundation on, like so. All the areas that I need it. Forehead. Can't even see the forehead when I applied. Get the chin, y'all. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna go in with the BH Cosmetics number 3 brush. It's just this flat, dense brush. I love dense brushes like this. It's super amazing. As you guys can see, the coverage is amazing. Like, are you kidding me? I love this brush. This is my first time using the, well, my second time using the BH brushes, but this coverage is insane. Are you crazy? Look at that. Hyperpigmentation where? Acne scarring where? Like, are you mad? So I'm just gonna keep blending because I know that you guys are probably bored of me blending. So I'll blend and then I'll come back and talk about the second step. This is just for 2 pumps. I've still got a tiny bit left at the back of my arm, back of my hand, but this is 2 pumps, guys. Like, take it in. Like, this foundation is amazing. And Jackie Aina actually is the one that recommended it. See that? Like, don't play with Shiseido, y'all. Don't play with Shiseido. Don't play with her. Like, this coverage is sickening. Absolutely sickening. So we're gonna move on. So what I used to do, actually, what I used to do is set my foundation, but I actually find that I like the coverage when I don't set my foundation. So what I'll do now is just move on to concealer, contour, and all that good stuff. The concealer that I'm using is, I'm using a mixture of concealers actually. I'm using the OG Pro Conceal in the color Fawn, and I'm also using my favorite concealers of all time. Like, these concealers are a game changer. They're super cheap. They're super affordable and they have the best coverage ever. Personally, from all the concealers I've ever used, these concealers are like a powerhouse. The Revolution Conceal and Define concealers, these ones right here, I use them in the shade 10.5 and 12. Then I also mix it with the Fawn. And the technique I like to use is the one that I've been doing for years now, like pretty much. I saw it on TikTok. Guys, you know TikTok is really like the thing now. Even though all the TikTok tips and tricks, YouTube already knew about all them tricks a long time ago, honey. So if you've not watched YouTube before TikTok, if TikTok is like your first social media platform, then the tips and tricks you see on TikTok, you would think that it's just been discovered for the first time ever. 9 times out of 10, Jackie Aina was the one who put us all on. Like, when are we gonna admit that Jackie Aina put us all on in terms of using setting spray on your beauty blender and patting it in for the best longevity, how to contour, how to highlight, how to have a flawless base. Like, when are we gonna admit that Miss Aina is that girl? That's another conversation for another day. Like, I won't even get into it now. So I used just now the number 12, and I'm now going to go in with the number 10 just for extra highlight in the corners on top of the 12. Like so, darling. And then I'm going to go in with number 13 in the middle, closest to my skin tone. 13, like so. Cupid's bow, etc. Cupid's bow, chin. People still do chin highlights. I don't know if I've seen them. And my nose contour, which is what I do like this. And then draw the tree of life, honey. I'm going back in with my favorite beauty blender, which is a Morphe one, and I'm just gonna blend away. I always blend outward because I want my face to kind of like snatched and kind of pulled outwards, so it looks like I've had like some sort of surgery. But yeah, we're gonna just blend. I love this beauty blender. Can you see how like 2 seconds and it just looks like I've blended it for 5 minutes? And then when we get towards the edge, I kind of curve the beauty blender so I can get that sharp edge. Look at that. Beautiful coverage. Absolutely stunning coverage. At the ends here, well, near my nose, I just kind of make a straight line with a beauty blender, like so. Oopsie, some of the concealer got here, but it doesn't matter. Blend the Cupid's bow, like so. Now I look like a cat or some sort of animal. I love blending my Cupid's bow. Like I feel like this is my like looking like this is my favorite part of the makeup. I don't know what it is. Like when I get to this stage, I'm like, I look so cute. Is it just me? Or I feel like I need to sneeze, or like there's something like wrong with my nose. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being stupid. Maybe me. And then we're gonna blend the chin. I just automatically feel like I'm transforming. Like this is the stage where I feel like I'm transforming. Then we're gonna get the tree of life. One thing I did forget to mention, guys, is that I don't really apply that much foundation on my forehead. Like I apply a little bit, but not much, because I just like that look. I don't like it when it's like cakey up here, so I tend not to put a lot of foundation there. I do contour 100%, and I do highlight, as you guys see I'm highlighting right now, but it's very subtle. It's like it's not very obvious, as you guys can see, like right now it's not very obvious. And then go in with my nose highlight. I'm just gonna blend the edges a little bit more, just so everything can look seamless. Before I set my highlight, I'm gonna contour, and the contour that I use is also from Revolution. Like I'm just in love with Revolution. This is in the shade C15. So the other ones, sorry I forgot to say, the other ones are they're in the C range. So C12, C10, C12, C10.5 and C13 is what I've already used. Now I'm going in with C15, which is my contour color. Now with contour, I go ham, y'all, because I want to look snatched. Actually, I don't even know if what I do is called going ham, but either way. So put a line here, put a few dots here. Another thing that I've been doing is concealer above my lip, narrow my lip. I don't know why, but I like the look. I love the look. It kind of like, it's like an overline before the actual overline with my lipstick. I'm gonna use my Morphe, I don't know what number this is, but my Morphe brush, and it looks like this. But it fits perfectly into your, what do you call this? The crevices? I don't know. But yeah, we just blend, blend, blend. Like this whole full coverage routine is all about blending, like making sure you blend every nook and cranny. Like, just look at that. And I haven't even set anything. Don't play with me. Just for that extra flawless finish, I go in with my beauty blender again. Next is our nose contour. Now, there's so many nose contouring videos out there, and to be honest, I haven't mastered nose contouring yet, but I'll just do it the best way that I can, the best way that I usually do. So I'm using the same concealer, which is the C15 by Revolution. Highlighting, we're gonna go in with some banana powder, and I'm using again Revolution. This is my Revolution powder. It's in the color banana. I love this powder. It's super amazing. And I don't bake, I just kind of press the powder in, which you guys will see, and I love that look, and it just helps with the flawless coverage. So I start in the inner corner, like so. You guys are probably thinking, oh my god, that's so yellow. How did she just leave it there? But no, you just press it in. Press it in. Before you know it, voila. See that? I freaking love this powder. Come and get your man. He been trying to flirt. Girl, this is just looking all types of delectable. I'm sorry, I keep looking into the viewfinder. That's my bad. Can you guys see? Get more powder. I also get the smile lines, although my smile lines don't really, they're not that prominent yet, but I still tend to put powder there as well. Of course, the forehead a little bit. We did highlight here, didn't we? So yeah, this is how we're looking. And we haven't even contoured yet, so that's the next step. I'm using my Morphe highlight and contour palette in the color 8H. It's this one right here. These are all the lovely colors. I use this one for highlighting, sorry, for contouring. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the number 2 BH Cosmetics brush. Looks like this. Number 2. And I'm going with the color Fabulous. It's got no number to it, but I'm changing into that one because I prefer it for my contour. The BH one is too flimsy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get the forehead. Basically everywhere that we contoured, we are gonna powder and step. go in with blush. Blusher. So I'm using the MUA blush in the color Blushed. Now I go crazy with blush. Gorgeous girls always over blush. Gorgeous girls are always in a rush. No, they're not. Just the apples on my cheek, and I also just go over it on my nose like so. Pretty much put blush everywhere. So now, the final step for my base is highlighting, and I'm going to go in with this other studio brush. I'm using the shade Mirage, which is this shade right here. Mirage. With the highlighting. Ooh! That's bamboozling, sweetie. You see that? Oh my goodness. Like, top of my Cupid's bow, under my brow a little bit. There. With the eyebrows, I actually have my eyebrows microbladed, which is the best investment that I personally ever made. So I never really have to do much with them. So I just comb them out like so, and then I just smooth them. What I will do sometimes though is go in at the front of my brow and just kind of like extend it here, and then add some strokes, some little hair strokes, like so, like nothing crazy. And do the same here. Like literally just like that, because I don't think I need anything else. Now we're gonna do lips. I'm using the same pencil. Okay guys, so my makeup is now done. The base anyway. The base is now done. And it looks like this.